if you think your dating life is bad, let me tell you a story. Okay, let me tell you a story. See that back there? That's a suitcase. On Monday, I drove 3.5 hours to go visit a guy because he's in the army and he just never could come visit me. Whatever. So I drive out there to go spend time with him and be close that I can see him every day for 5 days. I come over, he makes me dinner the first night, burnt the dinner to a crisp. Nothing against it, most men can't cook. Not surprised. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make dinner tomorrow night. So tomorrow, the next day, I just go drive around and I go grocery shopping and I get like $30 worth of groceries to make like a chicken garlic parm dinner. I go back to his place. For 2 hours, I am cooking so that the house smells good when he gets home and that he has something hot and ready to eat when he gets home. So I make this dinner. I prepare it in the oven. He doesn't want to eat when he gets home right away, which, like, whatever. He's like, I'm going to go work out and then I'm going to eat. And I was like, cool. So he goes and works out. He comes out and we eat dinner. Does not say thank you for cooking the food. He does not say thank you for buying the food. And he doesn't even really compliment. He was just like, at the end, it was like, oh, it was good. That was it. And so then I do the dishes and I clean up. He kind of piddles in there a little bit and like dries and puts away the dishes. And I was like, okay, well, maybe he had a long day at work. You know what? I have no idea. He's in the army. Who knows? Who knows what kind of day he had? So I was like, okay, I'll try again tomorrow. So the next day I go out and I get more groceries. I buy the groceries. I go back and I make dinner. He comes home a little early and he goes straight to his bedroom. Straight to his bedroom. And I'm like, okay. So I wait an hour and a half and I'm like, well, he's still not out here. So I'm going to make dinner and eat because I'm hungry. And it's like 6:30 at the time. And I was like, okay, I'm making dinner. So I make a quesadilla for me. I make extra and put it in the microwave for him. He comes out like 45 minutes later after I finish eating. I already washed my dish and put it away. And I'm just sitting on the couch talking to a friend. He literally, I was like, hey, dinner, I made dinner, it's in the microwave for you. And he was like, cool. Goes in, grabs it, literally walks right back to his bedroom. Right back to his bedroom and sits in there and eats the quesadillas that I made by himself. And I know I'm really worked up about it because right now it is 10:30 at night and I am going home a day early because I'm not doing this. I'm going to be home at 1 a.m. I don't care. So he comes back out and I was like, so what'd you think of it? And he was like, it was good. Tasted like an actual quesadilla. It tasted like an actual quesadilla because it was an actual quesadilla, okay? It was an actual quesadilla. I was like, okay, whatever. It's fine. I'm not making dinner tomorrow night. I'm just not doing it. I'm not spending more money on this ungrateful man. So he comes back from work and he's like, hey, what you been doing? You just been chilling today? I'm like, yep, just been chilling. Calling people back home, they're checking in on me, whatever. And he was like, okay, I didn't know if you made dinner or anything. I'm like, I made dinner. No, I did not. So I was like, do you want to watch a movie tonight? And he was like, well, I think I'm going to just work out and make some dinner. And I was like, okay, cool. So he works out, he burns something in the kitchen for dinner. And I'm literally like waiting to see if he's done and we can watch a movie. He goes back to his bedroom like a troll, like a hermit. And so I go and I sit on the couch and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch a movie. So I walk out there to go sit on the couch and select a movie. And I hear this man in his bedroom talking to another woman. And I literally have the receipts on this, but he's literally in his bedroom playing a game, talking to another woman. And like the first night that I came over, he was like, I'm going to go back and play my game. And I'm like, I wonder if he's just been talking to this chick the whole time. So I was on the phone with my friend. I said, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm going to just make up some crappy story and I'm leaving. So I packed up all my stuff. I put it by the door and I knocked on his door and I hear him, oh, hold on a second. Somebody's knocking at my door. I'm going to hang up and I'll call you back. I'm like, somebody's me, that person that drove 3.5 hours and took time off work where she could have been earning money to spend time with you. Yeah, that's that someone. So he opens the door and I'm like, hey, my mom's having a medical emergency. She's in the ER. I gotta go home. Total lie. Super fabricated. I mean, I really should have just told him straight up that I think you're boring. I think you have no manners. And why are you talking to another girl in your bedroom? Like, while one is sitting on the couch, literally in your own home. So yeah, I am currently driving home. I am set to arrive at around 1:30 a.m. back in Mississippi. I'm so sick of dating. I'm so sick of dating because I don't know what it is about me, but I just attract the douchiest men. Like, the douchiest men. And this is terrible. At least I have enough self-worth, I think, to leave. I'm not going to stick around. But, like, at the same time, why does this keep happening? What did I do? What did I do wrong? I was never messy. I cleaned his house while he was at work. I swept the floors. I cleaned the kitchen. I cleaned the plastic he burnt off his stove the night before. I cleaned his bathroom. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I'm like, I might be doing too much, honestly. I might be doing too much. It's not that I'm not doing enough. But, like, I'm a traditional kind of gal. Like, you open the door for me, you carry my bags, like, you say thank you if I cook for you. You should want to spend time with me. Otherwise, I don't know why we're even considering dating. Like, this is just, it's bad. It's bad. Anyways, that's my rant. So if you think your dating life sucks, mine's probably worse. It's not that bad because I always get out of it, but, like, this keeps happening. This keeps happening, and this one is the worst because I actually drove here. He would not even come to visit me. He would not come to visit me first, and I drove here. I spent my gas. I spent my money on groceries. I spent my time cooking and cleaning, and yeah, this is what it has amounted to. So I blocked him, so he's hopefully not going to see this video, but if he does, dude, you got to step up your game because you suck. You are boring. You're so boring. And you need some serious manners, and I don't think you're ready to date because I don't think you know how to treat a woman, or you're just a player and a cheater. So, yeah, I'm disgusted with dating. So the next guy that takes me on a date better impress me, or I might be an old hag that lives by herself with her farm animals. I'm just like, ah! I was literally shaking when I knocked on his door and I was picking up my bag to leave because I was, like, so upset. I was like, this is bad. This is bad. So, yeah.
I was stalked in the Salt Lake City airport and followed onto my flight to DFW, and here's what happened. Okay, so I'm in Salt Lake. I had a good, solid, probably hour and a half layover. I had a work call to take, so I took that waiting at my gate. And while I'm waiting at my gate, I'm on my work call on my computer, and I look across from me, and there is this man sitting there. Something seemed off about him, but I was like, whatever, not really my business, don't care, on my work computer. And then I noticed that, like, he literally never broke contact with me. Like, he was just staring at me. And I'm on my computer, like, out of my peripheral seeing this, and I'm like, this is really strange. But honestly, I had a false sense of, like, security. I'm like, I'm in an airport. What can he do to me? Like, there's no way he has a weapon on him. And honestly, I'm like, odds I can outrun that guy, pretty high. So I was like, whatever, let it go. I'm continuing on my work call. I'm like, hey, I'm going to switch to my phone. I got to go grab a snack before the flight starts. And they're like, no problem. So I just switch it from my computer to my phone, whatever. So I go to get a snack. He's following me. He got up from his seat and he came to the snack stand with me. I'm like, did I just get escorted to the snack stand? But I'm like, what the heck? So I grab my stuff and I notice he buys 0 things. Nothing. He's just standing there outside waiting for me. What a gentleman. Not. Anyways, so I'm like, that's super freaking weird, but whatever. And then I hear on the intercom that my flight's boarding. So I'm like, perfect. Like, the odds he's on my flight, 0. Like, there's no way. So I head over to my gate and I'm waiting there, and I'm like one of the middle boarding groups, probably group 5 or something. And I start to board, or they start to board, and then they call my group. And I notice he's just been literally standing next to me, like probably 4 or 5 feet away from me, just like this, like locked in on a girl. I keep forgetting to do my makeup. Like, while I'm talking, I get really distracted. Okay, anyways, so he's locked in on me, and I'm like, this is really strange. But I'm like, okay, I have a game plan. What I'm going to do is, once they start boarding, my group, I'm just going to jump in the middle of the line. Like, I'm going to cut some people. They're probably going to be annoyed, but I'll feel safer between 2 strangers than I am next to this man right now. And so, alas, my boarding group is called, and that's exactly what I do. I, like, jump in right between 2 strangers, and I'm like, I'll be fine. He jumps in right behind me. right behind me, like presses up into my backpack. And I'm like, wait, what the hell? Like, did that just happen? Like, he's boarding my flight? Immediately, I'm starting to get nervous. I'm still on my work call, by the way. And I'm like, not telling them on the other end what's going on because I'm like, we're not going to talk about this. Just pretend like nothing's going on. And I didn't want him to feel like he was scaring me because to me, that's the last thing I wanted him to do is feel like he had an effect on me. I'm a pretty tall girl. I'm like 5'9". This guy was probably like 6 feet tall. So I didn't feel like he was like towering over me, but I was like, this guy's scary. Anyways, so I go to scan my ticket and alas, he scans his ticket and I'm like, holy frick, he is on this flight. And we're going down that, I want to call it a jet bridge, but I don't know if that's what it's called. But let's call it a jet bridge. We're walking down the jet bridge to the airplane and he starts pushing me from behind, like legitimately pushing me. And I'm like stumbling each step and I keep turning around like, is this actually happening? And I think you think in those moments you're going to stand up for yourself because for me, I'm very confrontational. I did not. I was like, this man could be on drugs. There could be something going on here. Like I genuinely could put myself in danger if I like turn around and like say something. So I'm like, just get to your seat. Like you'll be fine. So I get in the airplane and I'm walking down the aisle. I'm like 18A or something. I looked it up in my text to see because I was like texting my mom and I'm like, hey, something really scary is going on. And I'm walking to my seat and he shoves me so hard that I hit my head on the overhead bin. So now I'm like kind of disoriented because I'm like, whoa, I just got shoved so hard. Now my head hurts. Like, what's going on? And the people around me are kind of looking at me, but oddly, no one says anything. Nobody. And honestly, I'm not even like mad at that because I didn't say anything for myself either. Like, I think the shock is overwhelming. So I just like, I all of a sudden get to my seat and I'm like, oh, praise God. And I sit down and he sits at the seat diagonal from me in the aisle. And I'm like, holy frick, he's sitting right next to me. And I'm like, I start to like shake. I'm like texting my mom, like, this is what's going on. This is really scary. And she's like, I'm going to call DFW right now and see if they can have like police waiting for you when you get off to escort you. Because I was flying alone. I was going to get my bag and then I had to take a shuttle to the place that I parked my car. And like easily he could have followed me all of those places, all the way to my car if he really wanted to. And so my mom's like, I'll call them, whatever. Just like stay calm. It's going to be okay. She's like, talk to a flight attendant. Well, the flight attendants are nowhere nearby. Everyone's boarding. You know how it goes. And he starts to like vape and blow it out his nose, making eye contact with me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? What is this guy's deal? And so I'm really, really nervous because now he's shown like he's aggressive toward me by shoving me. He is like locked in on me. And so I write in my notes because I'm really, really scared to say something. I write in my notes like what's gone on. And I wait for the flight attendants to come around for the first round of like beverages or something. So once we get in the air, I'm like shaking my leg, like, when can I talk to a flight attendant? When can I talk to a flight attendant? They finally start to come around and I show this kind flight attendant the note in my notepad. And she immediately is like, get up, come with me. And so I'm like, done, got it. Like I already had my bag packed. Like I didn't unload anything, not a charger, not my AirPods, nothing. I was like, I'm moving as soon as possible. So I get to the back, she asked me a bunch of questions. The other flight attendant asked me a bunch of questions and turns out that man bought a last minute ticket and that was not his seat. He chose an empty seat next to me and they had to file a police report immediately and they called the police on the ground. I sat in that jump seat for the entire flight in the back with the flight attendants. They were so kind. They gave me like little snacks and like checked in on me, made sure I was okay, talked to me like the whole time. And so we land in Dallas and the police are waiting on the other side for him when we got off the plane. And I was really nervous, but I felt a lot better that they were there. But he was like staring at me the entire time he was with the police. They escorted him to the baggage claim area because that's where his bag was. And my bag was there, but they couldn't really do anything after that. Like they could only ask him questions and then like move on because what is there to do? Like, they couldn't arrest him. And so then they leave, and I'm really nervous, and the flight attendant is there. She's like, let me take you to your car. And this flight attendant literally had her mom pick her up from the airport. This must be like the thing that they do, but her mom drove me to the parking place, to my car, and let me like get out, put my bag in my car and everything while they were still there so that I wouldn't be alone. I just want to say airports are safe. I did feel safe, but I'm so glad I said something, and always say something if something like that is happening to you. I had a false sense of security, and I'm so glad that my mom was on the other end. Like, you need to say something to someone, because I was just like nervous, and I thought this isn't worth reporting. Like, he was just like, maybe I'm just overthinking it. No, I was not overthinking it. All of this is insane. Even saying it back, like, this is literally insane that I was like even thinking about not saying something. Always say something. And I just want to say thank you to that American Airlines flight attendant. I don't remember her name. I have no idea where she is now, but if you remember me and you're out there, thank you so much. You seriously changed everything for me. I was so scared, and I was so comfortable with you and your mom. So let this be a lesson that people are scary everywhere, but there are also good people everywhere. So I'm grateful for that flight attendant.
This is a story time about the time that I found out that my dad had a secret family in another country via a psychic. Yeah, so basically what happened was my mum called me one day and she asked me if I'd be interested in seeing this psychic. And I explained like I wasn't really interested. It's nothing that I had thought to do before. I wasn't really spiritual back in the day, and I just didn't really believe in that kind of stuff. But she explained that they had already paid for it because for one of my mum's friends' birthdays, they decided to do like a psychic reading night at my mum's house, and they had already pre-booked 5 spaces, and one of the friends couldn't come anymore. So it would be the following night, and I thought, well, if it's already been paid for, I don't know, it might be like an interesting experience. So I thought, okay, fine, I'll do it. So the next night I go down to my mum's, and when I get there, everyone's like sitting in the kitchen and they're going one by one into the living room to get their readings done like individually, so it was like private. And then it gets to my turn and I go in and I'm chatting to the lady, and I am super skeptical and I am trying to like not give her anything. Because I'm thinking, you know, psychics, they just do a really broad reading so that you're obviously going to relate to something, and then you're going to cling on to that and somehow make it relate to your life. So I am literally being like completely like emotionless. I'm not giving her anything. I'm just like, yeah, no, you know. And we're talking for a little bit, and then she goes, so there's you and there's your sister. And I'm thinking, yeah, like there's photos of our family around the house. Obviously, you know, I have a sister. And then she goes, and there's a third. And I'm like, a third? And she's like, there's a third child. And I'm like, there is not a third child. It's just me and my sister. And she doubles down and she's like, there is definitely a third. And I'm thinking, okay. But then I did remember that my mum sadly lost a baby in between me and my sister. Like, she was quite far along, and due to like a medical emergency, she had to be rushed into life-saving surgery. And so the baby couldn't be saved. So I'm thinking, is that what she's talking about? And there wasn't really any way she could know of this other baby. It wasn't like a thing that was talked about in our family a lot, unless like I was thinking maybe she'd seen my mum before and something had come out about that. So that's what I'm thinking that she's talking about. She goes on to say some more things, and we're just chatting, and then she goes, do you know a Jack? And obviously Jack is a super common name in the UK, but I actually didn't know any Jacks. We didn't have any Jacks in our family. So I'm like, nope. And again, she doesn't go off and try to say a James, a John. She like doubles down. She is like, it is Jack. Do you know a Jack? And I'm like, no, I don't know a Jack. So anyway, she goes on and she says some other stuff. And then the very last thing that she says to me is, a Jack in the box is gonna come out and surprise everybody. And I'm like, okay. And I don't know, like, is it because I didn't say the word, like, I didn't say I knew a Jack? Is she trying to make the word Jack fit? Like, and then in a couple of weeks or something, if something surprising happens, I'll go, the psychic said a Jack in the Box is going to come out and surprise everybody. But, you know, whatever. So, you know, I'm probably talking to her for like 10 minutes-ish. I go back out to my mum and her friends. I tell them all what she said. You know, I sit with them a little bit longer, and then I go home, thinking nothing of it. So a couple of days later, my mum calls me again. And this time when I answer the phone, she is literally like sobbing, like can hardly speak, crying, you know, trying to speak through the tears. And she's just telling me to come to the house. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she's like, just come to the house, just come to the house. So as I said earlier, like, my mum had some health issues. Like, from when I was born, my mum had always had health issues. So I'm thinking it's something health related. She's ill again. She's been diagnosed with something, or something serious is happening with her health. So I'm driving to the house. It's like a half an hour drive. I'm like so anxious. And I get in the house, and my mum is just like sitting on the settee, and she's just like uncontrollably sobbing, like literally just sitting with her hand on her head, just like literally sobbing, like can't speak to us. Like, me and my sister arrived, and she's literally just sitting there, and my dad is just like standing in the room going, it's okay, everything's fine. And I'm like, well, clearly not everything's fine, like, what's going on? And he's literally like, it's fine, everything's fine, sit down. And me and my sister are like, what the hell, like, tell us what's going on. So I sit down next to my mum, and my dad just goes, I have a son. And I'm just like, what? And I know this is a weird way to react maybe, but I literally just like laughed. Not like, ha ha ha, but like, are you joking me? And don't get me wrong, I always thought my dad was a dick. Like, this wasn't necessarily a crazy thing to imagine him doing. He was not a good guy. But still, that's just not what I was anticipating today when I arrived in that room. So anyway, my dad is crying, and he's trying to explain and blah, blah, blah. And I'm literally just like, whatever. I'm literally not having any of it. I'm calling him, you know, a lot of names, and I'm telling him how disgusting and pathetic he is. And I'm just trying to console my mum. And we stay in that room probably for a couple of hours. It's kind of a blur, as you can imagine. It was a highly stressful environment in that room. And I stayed there with my mum for a bit, and then when I'm talking to my mum later on, I'm like, oh my God, like, what happened? How did this happen? How did this come up? And she literally is like the psychic. And I'm literally like, because at this point, I'm not even relating the two, because it's just like information overload in my brain. So I'm literally like, what? And she's like, yeah, the psychic. She's like, when you left, later on, I was having dinner with the family, like my aunts and uncles and my dad and stuff. And she was like, when I relayed the story of what the psychic said to you, I looked at my dad, I don't want to say his name, my dad, and she said he looked like he'd seen a ghost. Like, he was literally like, what? And she thought, no, that is just not right. She had that intuition, that gut feeling that something was going on. But rather than just like say it directly, she was like, let me be tactical about this. Because my dad is a very manipulative person. Like, he can get away with stuff. He can switch on the crocodile tears like that. So she was like, let me think about the best way to get this information out of him. So she waited until a couple days later, when they were going for Sunday lunch, and she waited until he was literally in the middle of his dinner, and she just said, do you have a son? Just straight like that, do you have a son? And he was like, And she's like, right, that means yes then, obviously. She's thinking he's gonna say, oh yeah, you know, there's a baby been born in the last year, like he has a son that's like a baby. He goes, yeah, he's 10 years old. And my mum's just like, what? Like, the last 10 years of our relationship, you've had another family in another country, and you've been going between the two. Vile. So basically, yeah, that is what the case was. So then that's when my mum calls me and my sister and is literally like, come to the house, there's something crazy has happened. And I'm literally, when she's telling me this, that it's because of the psychic, I'm like, whoa, like, this is nuts. And then for the actual most crazy bit, what do you think the kid was called? What do you think the secret 10-year-old son was called? Jack. Literally Jack. And when I realized that and put all those pieces together, I was literally like, what? He was called Jack. And listen, I know it's a really common name. I know it is. I know it's a common name in the UK, and there are a million Jacks, and it's not crazy that my secret brother, it's more crazy that I have a secret brother, not necessarily that I was called Jack. But the fact that the psychic said there's a third kid, and do you know the name Jack? Like, how would she know that? This family, they were in Vietnam. The kids were half Vietnamese and they were raised in another country. How would the psychic know about this? Literally. Like, when my mum said this story to my dad didn't believe it. He thinks that one of his work colleagues snitched on him and told my mum. And my mum's like, nobody did. This psychic thing happened. And he is literally like, okay. What is this tiny piece of hair? He's literally like, yeah, okay, sure. And it literally was. Like, that's what the psychic said. And I'm still not saying, do I believe 100% that she was definitely a psychic and she knew this information? But I totally believe that this was meant to happen. The woman pulling out because she was ill so that I could take the space. Because I'm telling you, my dad would have gone to his grave with this information, and we would have been finding out the secret family in the will. You know what I mean? On his deathbed. So yeah, one of the main ones that I kept seeing a lot was people saying like, oh, my mum must have known and she kind of like set up this psychic in a way to get to tell me or my family or make it come out. Guys, like, that 1,000% is not the case. Like, after this happened, my mum was like really not well. Like, my mum has almost died multiple times in my lifetime due to health complications, and after this emotional traumatic event was like the worst that I ever saw her. She lost so much weight. She didn't eat for months. She practically couldn't like leave the house. She was absolutely awful, just like sobbing every day. Basically just finding out that her entire life was a lie and her entire relationship was a lie. And basically the last video that I posted about it, that was a very quick summary. There was tons more, like so many more little details and crazy stuff that went on during that whole thing. So yeah, that is definitely not the case about my mum like hiring the psychic or something like that. I also saw a lot of people saying, I think this was obviously a little bit more jokey, but saying like the psychic was the baby mama. No, the psychic was like, you know, a woman. I think she was older than my mum. Yeah, she was older than my mum, and she is from the same area. But the woman, the baby mama, for lack of a better term, the other woman that my dad had a family with, she was 30 years younger than him. So when she got pregnant, she was 19 and my dad was 50, I think, or 49. And then when she gave birth, she was 20 and my dad was 50. Yeah. So there was a 30-year age gap. And like I said, they are Vietnamese. The woman was fully Vietnamese. So basically, when I was growing up, my dad worked in Singapore a lot and he would move us over there. So from the age of like, I think 3 was the first time I moved to Singapore with my family. We moved back and forth between Newcastle and Singapore from when I was 3 to 18. I went back and forth multiple times. So when he was, Bunny, stop doing that. Sorry, my dog's just licking her paws. When he was in Singapore, it was obviously a lot easier for him to manage the secret family because Singapore to Vietnam is only a short flight. And then whenever we were back in the UK, that was probably a bit harder for him. And obviously he didn't have this particular secret family for the entirety of my mum's marriage. Like I said, my mum was married to him for like 25 years and the secret family was about 10 years of that. But my dad definitely cheated before then. Like, when I was a kid, I knew my dad cheated, you know what I mean? I never had, the greatest opinion of my father from the point where I developed consciousness. Like, as a little kid, I was a total daddy's girl because, you know, he spoiled me. But then the second that I was old enough to actually see what was going on, I was like, oh, this is not a good guy. And especially just the way he treated my mum, it was not good. And, you know, I would always be the one that would stand up to him and say things to him, so me and him would just fight constantly. So, yeah, but when the whole secret family thing came out, it was actually a little bit of a relief to me personally, because in the past, whenever I would fight with my dad, I was always kind of like emotionally blackmailed to go and apologize to him, even though I was never in the wrong and he was always in the wrong, because my mum didn't want the bad atmosphere in the house. Whereas my mum would always just keep the peace, people pleaser. I grew up with that family classic combo of narcissistic, sociopathic dad and people pleaser, kind of a doormat mum. Like, she has got so much better since he left in terms of standing up for herself, but she always just, you know, he would treat her like literal crap and she would just turn a blind eye because, you know, she had poor health. She wasn't physically strong enough to stand up to him. And, you know, because she had poor health, she couldn't work and he paid for everything. So it was ideal for him because he just paid for everything. And then anytime anyone would try to say to him, hey, it's not nice that you're screaming at us and swearing at us and treating us like horrible, and he would, oh, I just pay for everything. Oh, sorry, I just bought you this, I just bought you that. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that's pretty common in a lot of people's family. Like, the person that pays for everything just feels like they can do whatever they want and you can never say anything back. So that was literally, you know, my mum's relationship. That was, he treated her horribly and he paid for everything so she could never say anything, and she was ill anyway. But yeah, I saw other people as well saying that my mum was probably unwell due to being in a relationship with my abusive father. I know this is what I have been trying to tell my mum, and that is still something that she does agree a bit now, but she still thinks like basically there wasn't enough time from when she met him to when she got sick for him to have been like the root cause of her illness. But I'm telling you, I think my mum grew up like not being able to handle stress well, because she did have a little bit of a turbulent upbringing. And then when she met my dad, listen to this, they met and got married in less than a year. He love bombed. He literally was a classic love bomber, swept her off her feet, was different to any man that she had ever met before. And literally on the honeymoon, she was like, who's this guy? Like, who is this guy? He switched up on the honeymoon. Not even like once they got back, like a year in, on the honeymoon, on their vacation, after the wedding, he totally changed up his fucking personality, dude. Like, oh, it actually makes me so angry even thinking about it now. And my mum was literally like, uh-oh, red flags. But she just got married, like, and she already had my sister then, and she just, you know, this was in the 90s, like, it wasn't normal, like, she just was accepting all the red flags that she was seeing and just thinking, nope, I'm married now, this is life now. And she literally got sick. She started to get ill after the honeymoon. And so she thinks, this is what my mum will still think now, like from the point where she met my dad to the honeymoon, say that was a year, she's like, that's not enough time for me to start getting sick. And I'm like, it is. Like, I'm not saying there wasn't something else that could have also made my mum like become ill. Like, as in, I think it was just the traumatic event of like being in a relationship with my abusive father that spurred it on. But I'm not saying she wasn't close to that point her whole life because of previous things to my dad, but meeting him was like the tip of, well, no, is it the tip of the iceberg? Well, no, meeting him was like the thing, the final straw, should I say, that tipped and then made all of our health issues present. And I 1000,000,000% fully believe that. And he was horrible. And honestly, my life has been so much better without him in it. And oh my God, that's what I'm saying about when all the secret family stuff came out. It was a relief to me because you couldn't turn around, like, as in my family members couldn't turn around and pressure me to go and apologize to my dad anymore because he's a good man, because he pays for everything. I could say, oh, he's a good man, is he? Secret family. Yeah, good man. Oh, got a 19-year-old woman pregnant when he's 49, married man. Oh yeah, he's a good man, Savannah. No, he wasn't a good man. And I finally had I could stand and say, he's not a good man. This was when I was in like my early 20s. Like, previous to that, whenever I'd be like, he's not a good man, guys. He's using money as a manipulative tool to be able to do what he wants, and you can't say anything. And people would literally just be like, he's generous, and, you know, he's got his faults, but he's a good man underneath it all. And I would literally just be like, oh, he's not a good man. He's not a good man. I can't stand him. I actually hate him. And, I mean, that's still true. Like, I can't stand him. I've never seen him again. But yeah, so my mum is better now, thank God, but it took her some serious years to get over that situation. A lot of people just want to know, like, what happened once, like, we all found out, like, what happened in our lives. Basically, from that moment, I knew I was personally never going to have anything to do with my dad again. Like I said in my previous video, it wasn't just that, like, he was not a good dad for a long time. There had been many things done to damage the relationship between me and my dad, and I already knew, like, there is no way in hell that I am having anything to do with him from this point forward. So I legally changed my last name. I don't want to have his last name anymore. I changed my email, I changed my number, I made it like impossible for him to get in touch with me, because like I said, I have absolutely no desire of continuing that relationship, and I have never looked back, never regretted it, never think about, oh, what would it be like to have a dad? Couldn't give less of a shit, just one less man in my life to worry about. So anyway, with my mum, it was obviously a little bit more complex, as this was like her actual relationship, you know. So, you know, it was probably about 6 months to a year, my mum was still having contact with my dad. So during this time, he would be going back to Vietnam, and then when he would be back in the UK, he would stay at the house with my mum. And I'm not saying like they had like a normal husband and wife relationship or anything. They weren't necessarily going out and doing like things together. They were just like having big talks about what could their future look like if they stayed together and things like that. Obviously the whole time he's weaseling his way, trying to, you know, get back in there, because he did not want to divorce my mum. He always wanted both. He wanted to have his cake and eat it too, or whatever they say. Have his cake and eat it too? But yeah, so he even suggested to my mum to bring the little boy from Vietnam to England to live in that house with them, like with my mum and my dad in England. And I don't know what would have happened to the other woman, or if she would have been happy with that. I have no clue. But he basically, he had to pay for all of the private schooling and everything in Vietnam, whereas obviously in England, the kid would have got schooling and healthcare and everything for free. And when you are like an expat family, like me and my mum and everything, my schooling and my mum's healthcare and all that kind of stuff in Singapore would have been covered by the company that my dad worked for, because, you know, it's in the contract, they're bringing him all the way out there, so they cover those costs. But obviously they're not going to pay for like the secret family. You can't really add that to the contract too. Oh yeah, just for my family. Oh yeah, and the other one. So he was having to pay for all of that, which, you know, it is expensive. So he literally suggested to bring the little boy to live with my mum and become some kind of weird blended family or something. I have no clue. Obviously, my mum was like, what are you on about? No way in hell is that ever going to happen. Not only because that's so weird, but also just like, you know, my mum and dad are approaching their 60s at this point. Like, or they could have even been 60. Like, you know, my mum wasn't wanting to raise a little kid again and start with all the homework and all those things again. She'd already done that part of her life. So yeah, my dad wasn't wanting to divorce my mum. He was really trying hard there to keep it. And, you know, I'm sure he thought if he could just get in there with my mum, then me and my sister and the whole other family would just do the same, like be forced to have a relationship with him again. And he could just like smooth things over. Like this was just a little bump in the road. And don't get me wrong, there was a point in which my mum was leaning towards staying with him. And when I could see this happening, you know, I was honest with my mum and I said, listen, you know, I would suggest leave him. Like, I would really prefer for you to finally divorce him. I'd already been begging her to for years. But at the end of the day, it's not my personal decision to make. And, you know, I told my mum, if you decide to stay with him, that is your choice. I will support you no matter what, but I will never be around him again. So, you know, if he moved back into the house and lived with you full time, I'd come to the house to see you. But the second he was home, I would be leaving. I would never be forced to have a relationship with him again. And, you know, this is the thing. This is what it's like, you know, when she had been in that in a relationship with that narcissistic sociopath for so long, he really had his like claws embedded deep into her brain. Like, she was brainwashed. She was absolutely terrified to leave him and be on her own again. Like, this was years and years of manipulation, of him having her backed into a corner, so that she felt that like she literally could not live without him. You know, he had stripped so much away from her. She was like so like insecure in herself, you know. That was like basically ideal for him. That's how he could get away with doing everything that he did, and just know that she would just go along for the ride. You know what I mean? Like, this was years and years of work on his part to get her into this position. So, like I said, my mum was probably leaning towards staying with him for a little bit of time there. And I was just like, well, you know, I couldn't necessarily say I was shocked, because this is what I had been seeing for years already. But finally, my mum found, like, I don't know necessarily what it was, but she finally just found the bravery to stand up to him and be like, nah, I want a divorce. I remember she told me one day when he was at the house, she like came downstairs and he was like sitting in the living room with his feet up on the fire, eating a Chinese, watching the TV, just acting so comfortable. And she said she was looking at him through the door, like the glass door, and she could just see, she was like, yeah, he thinks he's done it. He's sitting there like, nice, I have done it. I've managed to weasel my way out of another situation. Number one, manipulator. And she just opened the door and was like just screaming at him to get out. She was just like, get out of the house, get out of the house. And he was just like, what's happened? And she was just like, nah, I can't do this. I need a divorce, get out. So from that moment onwards, of course, you still have to have some contact when you're going through a divorce, I guess, like just sorting out legalities and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, since the divorce and all that, we have had nothing to do with him. However, what was kind of annoying, or like really weird, is that he moved. So like when my mum divorced him, he married the other woman so that he could move the family to Newcastle. So not only did he decide to move them to the one city in the entire world that we lived in, that we're from, that our whole family is from, but he moved them into our old house. So, you know, not ideal. I remember when my mum first mentioned to me that she thought that he was going to do that and move them into our house, and I was actually like, nah, mum, he wouldn't do that. Like, come on, surely he'll just like sell it and buy another place. Like, he's like, you know, fair enough, I could see him move them to Newcastle, which is already like annoying as hell, but like move them into our old house? Nah, surely they wouldn't even want to live in our old house. Surely that would be weird. Yeah, I guess I was still too naive at that point, because that's exactly what he did. He moved them back into our old house. So I don't know, like this was years and years ago at this point. Like the little kid, when he moved them to Newcastle, must have been around 10 or 11, and now I think he must be about in his 20s or just 20 or something like that. So I don't know if they still live in Newcastle. I don't know if they go between Vietnam and Newcastle, or if they've just moved back to Vietnam. I haven't like kept up to date. I haven't like been trying to find out information about them. It's not really any interest of mine. Like, of course, if I hear something through the grapevine, I do like to know, just because I want to avoid being around them if possible. I know a lot of people have asked, like, do you want a relationship with your half sibling? And it's a weird one, because At first, I was always like, no, definitely not. As I've gotten older, sometimes I do think, you know, when I see other people with their siblings, because I do have one sister, but she's quite a lot older than me, and we've never like had the closest relationship. So sometimes when I do see other people with their siblings and they have like a nice relationship, it does make me wonder, like, I wonder if I could ever have that. Like, it just looks nice to have siblings. But I just have a lot of respect for my mum. I wouldn't ever want to. And also, they might just have zero interest in ever meeting me. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's a very weird situation. They probably they probably don't like us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they probably feel really awkward about the situation. I'm sure my dad has been saying a load of rubbish to them to manipulate them too, which I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Let me tell y'all about the whole ass police ass shit that my bitch ass cousin been pulled yesterday. Bitch, during a funeral. Boom, one of our cousins had just passed away last week and his shit was yesterday, right? So we hadn't already discussed that we not fucking with the funeral for real, for real. We just gonna go to the repast and eat food and shit, you know, just vibe out with the family. Now, mind you, before he even made it down here, y'all, this dude hit me up. Now, this is my gay cousin. He hit me up and said, hey, cousin, what you doing? I'm finna be on my way down there. I'm like, okay, bet what shit, hit me up when you make it. But when he made it and he let me know that he made it, I'm just like, okay, well, is you fucking with the funeral or whatever? He's just like, nah, to be honest, I ain't really trying to go. Like, I don't do funerals. You know how it was when we was young. Like, our mama made us go to this shit. I'm like, nah, for real. Like, I ain't fucking with it either. So at this point, he's saying that he at his mama's house. My mama was there. Like, they all just chilling, getting ready for the shit. So I tell him, I'm like, well, shit, if you want to, we can get it in before the shit get to going on. If you gonna go, if you decide to change your mind. So he be like, well, shit, I already know I ain't gonna really fuck with it. So I'm gonna just pull up over there. About 10 minutes go by, y'all. He pull up. When he pull up, I immediately throw him the sack like, shit, yeah, we finna get it in. Mind you, I'm bleaching my hair because I'm getting ready to do my motherfucking braids through the process. Y'all, listen, this some real hating ass shit. So listen, we out this bitch just vibing, bitch. We had to roll two back to back. You feel me? Just chilling. So he made the statement about some crawfish. Y'all, I've been eating crawfish all motherfucking week. But mind you, it was his birthday like a week ago. And it's like, I was like, well, bitch, when you come back down here, like, we can go have crawfish and shit like that. So I just feel like, okay, I owe that to you. Like, you ain't had no crawfish. You really wanted some for your birthday. It was closed. Like, bitch, we here now and we finna fuck with it. So he like, okay, cousin, y'all, not even 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes, bitch, after we left the house, right? We headed up there to get the crawfish. We make it there, get the crawfish. During the time of us being inside of there, getting the motherfucking crawfish, it's a jittery ass bitch in that hoe, and she just be tweaked out. When we first walked in there, when I asked her, was she taking other people order? Cause like, it ain't nobody really in this bitch, and the people that is in here, they already get service, so are you taking orders or not type shit? Yeah, I'm talking about cool than a bitch. I ain't trying to make no noise like that, bitch. Who? I got other shit going on, the fuck. So yeah, so I'm asking her about the shit, and she pretty much like, throwing me off like don't give a fuck and shit like that. But I'm really brushing her out because, bitch, I ain't paying you no mind, bitch. I come up here to get some motherfucking crawfish and home and get some fish too. But like, you acting like you ain't trying to do it. Like, I don't know. I know how motherfuckers try to like put you at the back. Y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm steady overlooking that shit, and some other people that came up in there, they knew me and shit like that, of course, and we hugging, we talking and shit like that. They bring up the influence shit. Cool. So I'm already knowing me. Y'all know me too. I'm popping my shit. I'm like, well, shit, I ain't even finna really get on my energy in this bitch. I'm gonna go talk on this phone and get paid. Like, fuck you talking about. I ain't doing none of that up here, bitch. I got other shit going on. So whatever I got to say, it can be said, but I'm gonna say it in my phone because, yeah, I'm gonna get paid. That part. Big shit. Motherfuckers in the back, like, juicing it up, like, yeah, that's right, that's right. And, I mean, it's only right. So, listen, the lady that's behind the register, the one that's doing the crawfish, not the jittery ass bitch, she like, you know you my homegirl. Like, I'm getting you. I got you. Hold on. I got you. Gave me extra crawfish and everything. My girl. Mind you, the jittery ass bitch walked out on me and my people the other day on some, I'm overwhelmed and shit. Like, bitch, why are you working here if you so overwhelmed? Anyway, that's another topic, but hold the fuck on, bitch, because we got, bitch, this is tea. So I'm saying, like, y'all, everything in that bitch cool, because even me, I'm looking over these motherfuckers that's behind the register. Me and my cousin over here giggling. The other people that's in that bitch, that we up in that whole congregating. You feel me? It's nothing, bitch. Why, when it's time for me to pay for the crawfish, I'm paying for the motherfucking crawfish? Not fucked up about nothing because this my treat to you, and I ain't fucked up about nothing. I'm blessed and highly favored, like real life. My cousin pick up some candy on the side. I synced it, but you know I wasn't fucked up about it because at the end of the beginning of the day, while I'm right here paying for the shit, he might slide it up here and say pay for it. Or however, even if he don't, I'm damn near gonna pay for it because I'm already paying for shit, so why the fuck not? But mind you, y'all, let me take it back to when me and him was sitting in the car when he first pulled up and we was rolling, you know, talking and shit like that. I'm telling him, like, shit, I'll pay for you to get your Twit card, you feel me? Like, do something with yourself, like, on some, you know, I'm motivating him and shit like that. Because mind you, he the one telling us and even how his mama and them be treating him on some shit like he ain't doing nothing with himself, or his mama did never, like, amen him going to college, so that's why he never went. And it's like, damn, they want you to be just like them type shit. I'm trying to be on some motivational shit for him, and with him, y'all. But like I say, this before we got to the meat market. All my people already know about my influencer shit, right? Don't nobody, I don't think no motherfucker just looking at me like, oh, she think that she all that. But whole time motherfuckers be thinking like that. So listen, after us getting crawfish, so I'm in there paying for the shit. He right there behind me or whatever. He pull out his $10 and like two $1 bills. But it's just like you got cash and I got a card, so I might well go ahead and pay with my motherfucking phone. I'm not tripping because like you my people, and if you know me in real time. And bitch, even through the internet, bitch, I'm not fucked up about nothing because I'm literally blessed and highly favored. Like if I got it to spare and do for you, like I'm not fucked up. I'm gonna do this. So listen, y'all, listen. Everything cool and copacetic. In while we getting our motherfucking crawfish, y'all. As soon as we leave out of there, getting the crawfish, my cousin made the statement. I'm talking about real op-ed shit. He made the statement and was like, ain't the funeral up here such and such, and I'm like, yeah. He was like, I'm finna slide by there. I was like, well, bitch, you can go ahead and slide me back, you feel me, out the way, because I ain't fucking with that. He proceeds to still drive, go up the one way right there where the courthouse at, where the sheriff's department's at, you feel me, turn. So I'm just like, hell nah, if you finna go down there, like, you can go ahead and drop me back off, because really, that wasn't even part of the plan. Bitch, I had on my pajamas, my little brown shirt, and all that. Bitch, I had no plans of literally coming out the house doing all this extra shit, like, cool, we going to go get crawfish, we got enough time to eat it, and I got time to do my hair, but you trying to go do other shit. But listen, y'all, he proceeds to drive, and we still on the one way. Now, motherfucking sheriffs be out all throughout the motherfucking day, through the night. So, they not gonna miss me. They know exactly what the fuck I look like. They know exactly who the fuck I am. They know my people. Like, come on now, stop playing. So, y'all, we make it up there by the funeral. A sheriff right there in front of the motherfucking funeral. Bitch, I already knew that. That's why I wasn't going, ho. Thing is, y'all, I got the bread. Nigga not fucked up by nothing. Blessed and highly favored. But they gonna do their motherfucking job. But anyway, so y'all, when we pull up and it's a sheriff right there, I'm talking about lights on at the front and everything. So I'm like, hell no. You gotta go drop me back off because I ain't fucking with none of this shit. It's the motherfucking weekend too. Now, why the fuck he still proceeds to pull in the motherfucking parking lot and gonna say, them folks ain't worried about you? So now, I'm trying not, you feel me, go all the way the fuck in on him because like, bitch, it's that deep and then it's like, you not giving a fuck. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm just like, hell nah, you gotta take me home, Shaq. I ain't fucking with it. So at this point, he like, well, shit, I'm just finna run up in there for a quick little second. I'm gonna speak to everybody and come back out. Bitch, a quick little second, bitch, all the people gotta do is walk around the parking lot or do something. Bitch, your car ain't even up the park to be sitting here and just, bitch, your tags and none of that hoe. I'm not trying to be in no shit. But this just me talking to y'all, but that's exactly how the fuck I feel. And I was already letting him know, like, I'm not fucking with this. Like, bitch, go ahead and drop me back off. And even, I don't give a fuck if you was going up there for a half of a second. Bitch, you should have did that on your own time. Don't bring me with you with no shit like that. The fuck? Bitch, we already agreed that we weren't going to the funeral. So listen, y'all. Listen, bitch. It's deep. I was so motherfucking irritated yesterday. I could not tell this story. So listen. We get out the car. Mind you, at this point, I'm like, well, shit, I'm trying to call somebody and see, can they come get me? Because I ain't fucking with this. Mind you, everybody damn near headed to the funeral, if not already there. He get out the car, and I'm talking about, y'all, as soon as he get out the car, he turned back around. And it's like he wanted to hear what I was saying on the phone or some shit. So he get in the car, he was like, oh shit, somebody coming to pick you up. I was like, nah, bitch, I'm on the phone with such and such, but you can go drop me off here, you feel me? That way you ain't gotta like take me all the way the fuck back, cause I was gonna go chill, you know, with my people, my other people, either way it goes. But after I had got myself together. So y'all, we get on the motherfucking one way for him to be dropping me off again. Y'all, why the fuck he just out of nowhere and say, yeah, cause you letting that big influencer shit go to your head. Cause people let that influencer shit go to your head, like bring yourself down. I said, wait a minute, what the fuck is you talking about? And who you talking to? Cause bitch ass nigga, you talking about an influencer shit go to my head. Bitch, I been like this my whole life. What is you talking about? Y'all, it came down to him. Listen, wait. Boom, y'all, we on the one way at this point. But mind you, we was just in the motherfucking parking lot where the sheriffs was. And I told him, damn well, bitch, don't take me up there. Like, take me back to the crib. He know what the fuck going on. Everybody know what the fuck going on. So why would you even put me in that situation? But listen, y'all, that's what I'm saying. This is where it get deep at. Let me throw it back a little bit. Y'all, I already felt like it was finna be some shit when he kept on continuing to go to the motherfucking funeral uptown where the motherfucking cops said, bitch, you going where the people at. I'm telling you, and you already know what the fuck going on. So why would you go up there? Then, y'all, before we pulled off on the one way, he gonna say this little smart ass shit like, yeah, cause baby, I ain't got no bail money. I ain't got no money for nobody, and I ain't putting up nothing for nobody. Strike one was him taking me there after I told him to drop me out. Two was making a comment about whoever you on the phone with, they can come pick you up. It's the same way you pick me up, it's the same way you gonna take me home. Really, strike three did it. Telling me you ain't got shit. You ain't contributing to shit. Not even on some cool shit like, bitch, I ain't got nothing, but even if it's just $5 to put on your bun or whatever the case may be, bitch, you giving off that you don't give a fuck. So listen, y'all, so that's when we jump on the highway. Talking about we not rolling 2 minutes, bitch. When I say we wasn't on the one way a good 1 minute, bitch, I swear to God, this bitch ass boy gonna say, and yeah, you letting that big influencer shit go to your head. Letting it go to my head. I went in on him, but the shit that I really, really wanted to say, I ain't even say all that because I'm like, you know what? I ain't trying to take it that far, you feel me? Because we can go that far, but that's what I'm saying, y'all. Stay tuned because it got that deep. At this point, when he said what he said, I'm really like trying to get at what he talking about because like what it is. He's giving hater shit, but I need you to clarify so I can see what the fuck really going on, cause it's giving this. This bitch gonna tell me stop raising my motherfucking voice. I said, bitch, this ain't hollering, but you don't tell me what the fuck to do. You better get your hand out my face. That's what you need to do. He put that bitch closer to my face like he damn near kissing my motherfucking face with his hand. So I smacked that bitch down, cause who the fuck you think you is? Like, bitch, you know I know karate, bitch. Just cause y'all mama ain't put y'all in there don't mean that my mama didn't do it, bitch. Cause it was right up there by the courthouse where they used to do the old dance ballerina shit, bitch, when I was in ballet too. Stop playing. So after I done smacked his hand down, y'all, he gonna say, oh, nah, you can go ahead and get up out my shit. You can get up out my shit, cause nah, you got me fucked up. You can walk back the way you going. Mind you, he hadn't already said that during the first part of the shit, but I really looked over that shit because, bitch, I'm not getting out your shit. You already know that, but you already letting me know as we continue to drive that you really on some hating ass shit. So listen, he acting like he gonna stop the car while we in traffic, like, bitch, at a red light and all. Cars behind us and everything, bitch. So he was like, nah, you can get out my shit right motherfucking now. He baby put it in park. If I said, bitch, I'm not getting out, I meant that not getting out. You gonna take me back to where the fuck you picked me up from. I'm telling him, I'm like, you really on some weird ass shit, cause, bitch, we was just finna eat crawfish. We just got finished smoking, like, we vibing. Bitch, there's a funeral going on today. Like, what is you on? He was like, oh, you can get your influencer shit, get your them crawfish that you bought with that influencer money, whoop this. Oh, at the same time, y'all, I'm processing all this shit, but wait a minute. Like I said, I'm trying to process the shit. I'm not even remembering or even feeling like he feeling some type of way about the shit that just happened in the place where we would get crawfish at, because, bitch, that ain't had nothing to do with you. Like, why are you feeling attacked, bitch, when we rolling together? We over here laughing together, bitch. Why is you feeling some type of way? So how I knew it was exactly about that situation, because he brought it up like, oh, the shit that you had just said while we was up in there. And I'm like, what the fuck? I said, you weird as fuck. I said, because, bitch, first of all, you my people. We with each other. Bitch, I'm going up in there to get us some crawfish. What the fuck is you talking about? That's some lame, hating ass shit that you saying. Y'all, his lame ass steady talking about don't raise your motherfucking voice. Don't raise your voice. Mind you, y'all, I already talk loud any motherfucking ways, but, bitch, who the fuck you think you talking to, bitch? I don't give a fuck about no OT or shit, bitch. Just because you don't got no money, bitch, don't mean that I don't got none, bitch. They gonna get me when they get me. Fuck you talking about, bitch. Fuck is you talking about? So listen, y'all, the shit that he did, bro, I would never, ever, 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 ever fuck with him again. So listen. So, y'all, as he put the car in drive, passing through the red light, it's another little parking lot, and the sheriff always be right there too, because it's right across from the other church. Mind you, we still uptown at this point, y'all. He get over in the right lane. You could turn right here to take me back to the spot too. But he get over and he was like, oh, bitch, you can get out my car. There go the police right there. Y'all, this hoe ass little boy, the real life pulled up right there in front of the motherfucking sheriff's truck. He was like, don't you got a warrant? Ain't you ready to go to jail? Ain't you ready to go to jail? I said, oh, bitch, my money good. So I'm looking at him. I'm like, you really lame as fuck. Like, you lame as fuck. Like, you ain't got shit. And it shows that you mad because you broke. But, bitch, I'm trying to put you on, and then you hating on me. You jealous of me. You doing some fucked up shit to me. So listen, though, y'all. So he started driving. I'm talking about we directly in front of the motherfucking sheriff's truck. So all he had to do was get out his truck, knock on the window, and see what was going on. Boom, he see me. So now I'm calling my motherfucking other cousins because, like, bitch, y'all, come get me. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I'm not walking with these crawfish, but come get me. Mind you, y'all, I had already just bought us some motherfucking crawfish and all that shit. That's so, bitch, I'm thinking we finna chill and vibe, but he had other plans. Weird shit. So at this point, he done put his car in drive, and he driving real slow, like cruising in front of the police shit, just for them to see something and say some type shit. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm finna get out your shit, because it was a little building on the side. So I was getting out right there, and he was like, oh, there go your auntie. Mind you, we got the same motherfucking aunties, bitch. Our grandma had motherfucking me 17 kids, but 12 of them alive. Really, a couple more, but you get what I'm saying. Bitch, this your auntie too. But mind you, he did the same shit that he doing with me to my auntie. Boom, I called her. I'm like, that's you at the red light. She was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, come back and pull right here in the parking lot to get me, because me and him had just got into it. She was like, just get out the car, because you already know how that shit finna go. Just go and get out the motherfucking car right now. I'm turning around right now. Mind you, these folks headed to the funeral. They already dressed and ready to go to the funeral. Y'all, real weird shit. So listen, so when she turn around, come back to come get me, I get out of shit and get out the car. I still wasn't fucked up about letting him have the crawfish. That's how cool I am, because, bitch, I'm blessed. I'm blessed and highly favored. Oh, he started with the hating ass shit. Oh, you can get these influencer money ass crawfish. You can get it. What? Mind you, y'all, it's never the people that really got something going on for themselves on some hating ass shit. Like, it's rare if a motherfucker who got it going on hating on you. Although it really do be competition. This gonna have to be another part.